Hidely-ho, drinkerinos. It's another episode of the Idaho Booze Podcast with me, Steve Kuntz. Today, Jeff Gillis is on the show. He is the creator of Winelikes. It's a new app to connect and explore, sip, and socialize with wine. So I think it's something you'll find really interesting and kind of fun. And he's an all-around great guy anyway, so I think you're really going to like him. Also, we're going to look at the Boise Beer Buddies community calendar, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about this article I wrote about traveling through Idaho wine country. So, and then we'll try to get to some beer there at the end with the Boise Beer Buddies calendar. So don't worry, everybody. We'll have something for you all right here on today's episode of the Idaho Booze Podcast. It's time for the Warren Reserve cocktail of the week, and this week's cocktail is a Tailgate batch cocktail. This is the Gem State Breakfast Sangria, and this is a batch cocktail, which means we're going to make a lot of it for our next cocktail party. And this is going to be one bottle of Ida Peach Sangria. We're going to do 10 ounces of cognac. Any cognac will do. 1 cup Cointreau or any orange liqueur. 1 pink grapefruit. 1 orange. 1 lime. 24 ounces of flavored or plain sparkling water, whatever you want to do. And the good stuff, 6 ounces of Warren Reserve Huckleberry Sour Mix and 6 dashes of lavender bitters from Warren Reserve. And the way you're going to put this together is very easy. You're going to slice all that citrus up into half moons, and then you're going to, in a jug without any ice, don't use any ice, you're going to add everything else into that jug with the fruit. So put the fruit in the jug, then put in the bottle of wine, put in the cognac, the Cointreau, the dashes of Warren Reserve lavender bitters, and the 6 ounces of huckleberry syrup, and you're going to stir that all together. And then when you go to serve this thing, right before you serve it, that's when you add the ice and then also the sparkling water. So you want to make it maybe the night before, and then on game day, you bring it out, and then you put the sparkling water in with the ice and serve it just like that. So that's going to be the Gem State Breakfast Sangria. That is your Warren Reserve cocktail of the week. Go to warrenreserve.com, get my special, the best old-fashioned you're ever gonna get. I promise. It is an amazing old-fashioned at warrenreserve.com. You just go down there, you find a little cartoon of my face, you click on that, and you're gonna get the bundle. It's gonna be 1 bottle of burnt sugar syrup, 1 little bottle of West 509 bitter, the best bitter on the planet, and 1 little bottle of aromatic bitters. All the things you need for a perfect old-fashioned. I'm telling you, it's really, really good. You're gonna love it. Use my promo code IdahoBooze25 at checkout. You're gonna get 15% off that and more. So go ahead and use that promo code IdahoBooze25, warrenreserve.com. The perfect old-fashioned. Get that bundle right now at warrenreserve.com. This show brought to you by Warren Reserve Cocktail Company and warrenreserve.com. It's still kind of hot. It's August. It's still a little warm out there, but the nights are getting cooler, right? As we move towards fall, old-fashioned season is coming back. Oh, and you need to be ready. And have I got the product for you? They finally did it. Adrian and Danny at Warren Reserve finally put my old-fashioned kit up on the website. It is there. You can go and buy my old-fashioned bundle. This is going to be the burnt sugar syrup. Amazing. So good. So much better than regular simple syrup. Just an amazing flavor, complex flavors, amazing with that old-fashioned, with any whiskey really, but really paired nicely with a nice like 100 proof whiskey. Really, really good. Aromatic bitters are on there. The Warren Reserve aromatic bitters, different than the ones you're used to, a little bit more flavor, a little bit more sort of oomph in these bitters. And then my favorite, my absolute favorite bitter, the West 509 almond bitter. When I tell you that I love this bitter, I am not joking around here. I'm not essing around. These are the best. This is the best combination for an old fashioned. This is the kit that you want. warrenreserve.com. Pick up my old fashioned kit. And I tell you what, I'm going to throw in a little deal here for you. Use promo code IdahoBooze25, support the show, and get 15% off my old-fashioned bundle. It's right there, right under my big fake picture. The old-fashioned bundle, burnt sugar syrup, aromatic bitters, West 509 almond bitters, all at warrenreserve.com. Go and get it today. Get ready for old-fashioned season with me and my old-fashioned bundle and promo code IdahoBooze25. Get 15% off at warrenreserve.com. Welcome back to the Idaho Booze Podcast. I'm Steve Kuntz, and we are talking about wine today a little bit. I got a guest on the show coming up here, Jeff Gillis. Awesome dude. Came up with this really cool app. It's called Winelikes. Totally recommend it to anyone out there. And we need to get him. We talk about it in the interview a little bit that you'll hear. And he needs to get out here to Idaho and start putting some of the Idaho wineries on this Winelikes list, because it's really cool. It's a bunch of California wineries right now, but the games and stuff on there is super fun. So check it out, Winelikes. And let's see. Speaking of wine, I wrote an article for Slug Mag in Salt Lake City. I reached out to them actually and pitched a travel travel article. I don't know really how to say that. Anyway, I wrote this article because I wanted to sort of pump up my book a little bit that I'm writing, Idaho Wine Book, which does not have a title yet. And I also wanted to sort of give them like a Labor Day weekend sort of thing, a reason for people to sort of leave Utah, like they need another reason, and come up here to Idaho where things are awesome. So I talked about like Idaho nachos. I talked about, how the beer pours here are really big and the beer on tap is good. And then I went into the article, and the article itself was a lot of fun to do because it sort of reminded me of the trips that I've gone on for the book, like to Holzinski, for instance. And we did a whole podcast on that, so I'm not going to get into it too much, but it's really cool. Caitlin has really stepped up the social media game for Holzinski. And if you guys don't follow him on Instagram, go and check him out, Holzinski Wines. And they do a really nice job on social media. They have a lot of fun posts. She has a lot of fun people working for her, and they kind of do some goof off stuff, and it's just fun social media. So check that out. And their wines also really good. I don't know. They have this like Ida peach thing that's like a sangria. It's weirdly good. Like I would think it's too sweet, but I drink it and I'm just like fine with it on ice. It just tastes good. And they also do like a seltzer, an Ida peach seltzer that looks really good. And then also they just also have these like really kick-ass wines, like the Octopus Syrah is really good. Another one I think I talked about was their Cab. And they have what's the other one that I like from them? The Merlot. Yeah, all really good. And then closer to home, talked about Jed over there at Split Rail and what he's doing. Really cool stuff with the bubbles and with his Daft Punk line. All these cool like wines that are named after Daft Punk songs. Really neat. And went into the Horned Beast, his GSM. Talked about that a little bit. It's a really cool article, and you can find that on slugmag.com. Also went out, I think I talked about Hell's Canyon as well, and Zuzu, which really nice people out there. Totally recommend that as well. So yeah, I mean, weekends, the weekend is here, and we're only going to have, you guys know, we're only going to have about probably 5 weekends left that are going to be really nice. Why not head out to wine country and check it out? It's really cool out there. You can get one of our former sponsors. You can get Sunny Slope. I can't even remember what they're called now. That's great. It's Snake River Wine Tours. You get a hold of them and Samantha, and she'll hook you up with a sweet little tour of wine country. It's really fun. There's a bunch of really fun there's this new winery called Devil's Bedstead that's run by this guy named Greg Koenig. You might have heard of him. And it's just awesome. It's a really cool little space, but it really is like just the openness of it is really cool. The wines are all really, really good. You can go check that place out. Go check out one of my favorites I really like right now is Williamson too. I've been heading out there a little bit just because they're so friendly and it's just so welcoming and kind of homey. And one of the owners is usually there, Bev. She's great. I'd go check out Williamson. And then for maybe a third one, Fujition. Fujition it's up on a hill, kind of. You kind of overlook the whole Sunny Slope area. It's just a really cool spot to go check out. And, I'm really excited to get this book out to you guys so you can kind of see what I've been working on, see how it's going. And if you want to catch up with some of that and see what's going on with the book, you can go to my Substack, Journey into Idaho Wine. It's called idahowine.substack.com. And I need to post more stuff on there for sure. But yeah, so there you go. We're going to come right back with Jeff Gillis. This guy is a really cool dude. It was a lot of fun meeting him. For one thing, he was just such a nice guy and so like kind of outgoing and fun. He's a wine guy. He's a total and complete wine dude. He loves the science behind it. He's got I think a level 1 SOM license or whatever, however that is. And he came up with this app, Winelikes, that's like a socialized. It's kind of perfect if you're like me and you're going out and you're doing, like, maybe you work from home and you want to get out of your house every now and then, maybe you hit up a winery or something. And it has little games on there that are wine related. It has a little social app on there so you can like talk to other people that are drinking wine. It's just a really cool app. I'd go check it out. Winelikes. It's there on the Apple Store, Google Play, wherever you get your apps these days. Anyway, we're going to be right back with Jeff right after this. It is the last call for a family road trip, and Treasure Valley Chevron has everything you need to get out on the great highways and byways of these United States. Drinks, snacks, candy, ready to go hot food like corn dogs, nachos, and I am happy to tell you, Treasure Valley Chevron now has a bucket of delicious barbecue ribs ready to go with you out the door. Now, I'm kind of a barbecue guy. And when I say that, I mean I'm a real big barbecue guy. And so I'm telling you, these ribs are fall off the bone, finger licking good baby backs. And you know that's the truth. Get these ribs plus amazing deals on Idaho-made beer and wine and any other thing you need for that last family getaway at Treasure Valley Chevron at Beacon Light and Highway 55, I-84, and Gowan Road. Welcome back to the Idaho Booze Podcast. I'm your host, Steve Kuntz, here with Jeff Gillis. Jeff, how are we doing today?
We're doing good. We got some wine.
Whoa!
I know you do beer, but
I didn't know you
not so much.
I didn't know you came packing. Well, it's that's great. I got a water, so I feel like a total bum right now.
Don't worry. But I got mine in a nifty wine.
Oh yeah, there you go, full of wine.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the best ways to enjoy wine is in a coffee cup. Do you?
I have 3 kids, so yes. Or there's nothing wrong with the red Solo cup if you're taking a walk with your significant other at night too. So I think the best part about Halloween is no one asks you what's in your cup when you're walking around.
Well, it's none of their damn business what's in your cup. True. So the Solo cup thing is good, but I feel like my thing was when we were at like softball games or football games or whatever, what have you, I felt like the Solo cup was a little too like on the nose. Like people would look at me and be like, "Oh, hey, look at this guy! Look at the beer guy over here." Yeah, and so we moved to the coffee cup, and that was a much better way to kind of enjoy whatever we were enjoying. And then, as luck would have it, those stupid giant, those giant Yeti cups came into vogue. So done and done.
True. And keeps the white wine nice and cool too.
And keeps whatever else nice and warm or nice and cold. It was a great deal either way. So Jeff joins us today. You are a wine guy. You have a wine app that you've made. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to kind of be on the pod with me today.
Yeah, sure. A little about myself. I'm a former food and beverage director, hospitality guy. Got my undergraduate degree in hotel, restaurant, tourism management, and then moved back to LA. I'm from LA, based in LA, and started working in hotels and made my way into the restaurants as a wine buyer. As a SOM, I'm a WSET 2, and as a food and beverage director. And my last stint I lived in Napa Valley for a while. And then I moved back to LA and got out of hospitality because if you know anything about it, it is all holidays and it is not 9 to 5. And I had little kids and I was missing out on everything. So luckily
there's a shelf life for that, right?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I was just a task manager for 2 months this summer, helping a restaurant as a couple of their managers were on a leave of absence. And I was like, this is not, how do they incentivize managers? Unless you're right out of college, but it's just like, it's grinding and you either hate it or you love it. Luckily, I love it, but I was 8 years out and I started this restaurant job recently and I'm like, I'm done. I'm good. I'm out. But luckily, I'm out. But going back to me, so I loved wine, worked in Napa, became a somm, and I'm a teacher. I teach at a culinary school, so I teach hospitality and the wine courses. And I think everyone during COVID wanted to start their own business and stop working for the man. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm buying a lot of wine with a lot of my friends. I can't see all of my friends right now, so we're just comparing notes. But these wine apps, it's just feeding us the same wine. There's no way to discover wine and no way to really have that social experience. We were buying wine on some wine app, and then we were going to a social media app and talking about our wine experience. So a few of my friends and I, mainly me, said, let's just combine the two and try to make an app. The keyword is try. To make an app. It's not that easy to start an app, which we can.
What do you mean? You just get on the AI. The AI
Now you can, but before AI came around. So basically, I'm trying to prove that you can gamify wine, just like you can gamify anything else. And everyone loves their phone games. And if you read the news and everything, wine sales are down and people want wine experiences more too. So I'm like, how do you get new people into wine? And that's where Winelikes came to be, where I'm like, all right, let's play some wine games. So we have 4 games on there right now. We have Windle, which, do you play Wordle, Steve?
Me play Wordle, okay.
Well, so we have our version of Wordle, which is Windle. And then we have fun quizzes. And then we have a Winelikes bingo, so you can actually win money on the app. And then we just added a game called Regions. And now you can color in like wine maps. So I know you're learning more about wine. Are you going after your WSET or your SOM degree there a little bit?
Oh, man. Last time I did that, when I went for the beer version of that, the Cicerone, I got through the first level of it. Okay. The second level, though, that's where they separate the men from the boys. Tell us a little bit about what went into getting that. I know the first one is kind of like that episode of Parks and Recreation, right? You just have to kind of smell it and taste it and kind of know what you're talking about. But the second one, that's where they really get you, right?
No. So in the wine world, it's the third one. So that's why a WSET 2 and not a WSET 3. It's very costly. But yeah, level 1 and 2 is both multiple choice. You're just learning about wine, regions, how to judge wine and all of that. And then it basically jumps to, all right, now you have to close your eyes and smell this wine and tell me what it's about. And for the best advice someone gave me was, I had a wine mentor and he told me, he's like, will you do any better selling wine or getting users on your wine app if by your name it says SOM level 3 or SOM level 4 or just level 2? And I'm like, I don't think it's going to make a difference. And he's like, yeah, it's not going to make a difference. And so I didn't go for it. Plus, which is great, is I can still teach wine because I'm at the community college and level where I don't need all of that certifications, and I can just learn on it on my own and through my friends instead of going through it's thousands of dollars. And not only that, it's very time consuming. You have to they're going to ask you, okay, is this a Chardonnay? And then if it's a Chardonnay, where is it from? Old world versus new world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what was the temperature the day this was harvested?
Exactly. So, and I'm all about, I think with my wine app and with my friends and with myself, wine should be fun. I think it would just get so tedious to keep studying that I'm like, this isn't fun anymore. I just want to drink. I don't need to know which way the wind was blowing and what kind of soil this wine has. I just want to drink it and be like, I like this wine.
Well, I've taken a more Kermit Lynch approach where I've just gone out and drank a bunch of wine and just tried to figure out what I like and what I don't like. And that's been pretty helpful for me because it really lets me not worry so much about some of the Somm stuff and worry more about like, you know, where I'm at right now with it is trying to pick out flavors that aren't normal to me. So like normal flavors to me are like blackberry, raspberry, cranberry,
Right.
blueberry. Like these are sort of normal flavors. Now where I get hung up right now, and maybe you can help me find these or help me, you know, sort of figure out what I'm looking for, is like some of the more distinct flavors that maybe I don't have a lot of experience with. Like I've had plums before, but I don't know really. My mouth doesn't really understand what plum is. I can't really get some of the herbal stuff. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh, it tastes meaty, so it must be like sage or thyme. Like I'll just kind of guess it in my head and kind of put the you know the blockchain together in my brain. So how do you and the whetstone thing is another one. Actually, I just had one the other day that was they didn't say anything to me, and I was like, oh, this is that minerality. And the lovely girl behind the bar was like, yes, this one has minerality. And then she handed me a cookie, which I thought was nice.
I don't think you did well with them.
Yeah, I did really well. No, it was because I did well. It was because I got the right answer. So what are some of the, like I think everyone knows that like there's wines that taste like if you have a big cab, it's probably going to have raspberry, cranberry, cherry. So like, but what are some other flavors that we should look for? Like maybe because we have a lot of Syrah out here. We have a lot of Tempranillo. We have a lot of kind of those Rhone style varietals as well. So what are some flavor profiles that we should look for in our local wine, and maybe some other big things that maybe we don't get as much like you would?
I mean, I think where you're saying Tempranillo, what I love, you're talking about, so you're just described, all right, these are the aroma flavors. This is what you first get off the bat when you sip. And then the secondary flavors, all right, say, you know, Tempranillo, you're getting the berries of it and the beautiful, you know, raspberry and blackberry. And then the secondary notes is Tempranillo, what I love is spice. And so it has a little heat on the berry and all of that. And that's what's called the secondary note. And that's just tasting. But I always say, the best advice is never judge. You know how you don't judge a book by its cover? Don't judge a wine by its first sip, because your mouth is already getting just used to it all. That's interesting. And then that's true. Second sip. And then once you're
it's catcher's mitt is another thing I get from Tempranillo. It's like kind of leathery. What's the other one? There's another one where I get that's like a big idea. Like
that's talking about the wine world. You know, you would never walk into a WSET class, or you would never be at a fine dining restaurant and the Somm goes to you, and this lovely cab is like a catcher's mitt.
But it's like catcher's mitt overtones, undertones.
The terroir off of it. So which is nice.
Undertones of first base.
Yeah. Now that's where you get the steak and not the cookie.
That's right. Well, there are some of these out here that we get that have a little bit of that spice. I also attribute maybe there's been a couple Tempranillos or maybe some other ones that I've had that come off as like there's a cigar smoke component to it. Yeah. I think maybe like Grenache, stuff like that. So what are some kind of like maybe some of the secondary flavors and stuff that we should be looking for in cabs and Merlots?
So that is like the leather, the tobacco, what they say, the terroir, which and now the dirt, you know, there's famous, if you know anything about Napa Valley, there's different AVAs, which is American viniculture. And then they say from Napa Valley, there's what's called Rutherford, and then you get the Rutherford dust in the.
I've heard that.
It's not real particles, but it's more grindy wine, but good wine, or what I love. It just boosts the character of the wine. So you're looking at those where it's like, it's the tobacco leaf flavor, it's the leather, and where you said minerality. If you're having a white wine, what I love about European wines on the coast there, and you get some in California, this salt of the wine, you can get that minerality and you can get some salinity to it, which is really nice too. But I mean, drink what you like and taste good to you. The thing is, what they always put all of these wines in a box, but every palate, look, you and I our DNA is 95% the same, but it's the 5%.
That's
It's the
nice of you to say. Thank
5%
you.
that makes this difference. Now, I'm not a scientist, so don't quote me on that. But I'm just saying every single palate is different. You may enjoy a wine, and I've had this happen to me, and I don't know. And then your significant other is like, what are you talking about? And it's just,
Yeah, we have that with Oaky Chardonnay. I think it's disgusting, and she loves it.
yeah,
So,
I'm with you. So I'll get you a bottle of an oak Chardonnay. So yeah, so that's the
yeah,
thing is find what you like. And like you said, just discover. And the best way to learn about wine is what you're doing it is, just go to tastings and try everything, and that's
yeah, exactly. And that it's been a lot of fun doing the book
right.
because we do have a lot of different wineries out here. We have some that are primarily using grapes from Idaho. We have other ones that bring grapes in from. We have one winery actually really close to me right here. Is they bring all their grapes in from California, so they're trying to, and they're from California, so they're trying to like maybe recreate whatever they had back there. And then other ones use Washington. We use a lot of Washington grapes here too. So we get a nice little mix of this and that from around the region. And I think it's really important to be able to kind of taste all the different flavors that come from everywhere. What are some trends or what are some things you're seeing on your app that make you feel like, this app is working and that people are having more fun drinking wine using your app?
Yeah, I think the gameplay. So, like I mentioned, we have several features on the Winelikes app. We set it up like social media. So you'll see you can post wine and what your wine adventure. We say post your wine adventure. So we have that wall. If you're used to Instagram, you can just post your picture. What I love is some people are shy, and I feel like our app brings people out. Like some people don't, like doing a selfie or like showing off your wine, which is fine. We have a discussion feature where you can just post a question and say, hey, what should I drink tonight? Or I found out this is a fun wine fact or something like that. So we have all these different features where even we have every wine app has a pairing feature. So yes, we have a pairing feature where you take a fun little quiz. Do you like salt on your French fries? How do you like your chocolate? And we try to match your palate based off of that. And then we have the food pairing section where Steve's going out, he's getting a salmon. What wines would go well with that? But what we do is we did the extra step is like, all right, I like cooking, so why don't we add the recipes? If you've ever been on any of the wine buying apps, they're like, oh, buy this Cabernet and pairs well with lamb. And that's all it tells you. And it's like, no, but it could pair well with lamb, but who knows what the sauce is, because the sauce is.
Luckily, there's only one way to prepare lamb.
Yeah, but is it a mint sauce? Is it an au jus? And that's going to totally change the profile of the wine. So that's where we kind of get in the nitty-gritty. And it's like, here's the recipe that Steve cooked, and he said it paired well, or he said this didn't work. And, everyone, I think with the social media, everyone likes to be a reviewer now, whether it's restaurants, technology.
Usually really nice people with lots to do, with lots going on in their personal life, right?
So, we added that too. It's like, oh, now I'm a little mini wine reviewer and I can review this wine.
Man.
But I think
it's like Gerald from South Park going on Yelp and crushing people, right?
Exactly. By the way, that Yelp episode is a great episode way back in the days, especially when you're coming from the restaurant side of things.
And it's totally true. So what have you seen that people are the most interested when it comes to like, are they most interested in the recipe part, the games part, the part, what are you finding?
I'm proud to say we have over 100 quizzes. And they're
Nice.
some are like, okay, Cabernet, but then some are chefs and knowing like what the famous chefs are around the world, or, let's learn French and the French wine words versus, and then we have Shiraz. So you can kind of find your fun thing. And what's great is users like you can add their own quizzes. So you can go on and add your own quiz, and then it takes about 24 hours for us to post because we have to make sure everything's kosher with your words, your verbiage, but obviously if the answers match up, and then we'll post it and promote you. So I think it's great because you can really challenge your friends that way and be like, hey, did you get 100% on my quiz that I just posted? And then we have, with the popularity, everything is, like you said, what trends and all of that. Wordle is so popular. So it's like, all right, let's do Windle, where now we do 5 to 7 letter words, and they're all based on wine terms or wine. And what's nice is once you solve the problem, the word is you get the definition. So you're kind of learning so someone who is going after what's called their W set to become a som, they can use the app as a study guide. And, people really, adult drawing has taken off. And so now, we have a wine glass, and you can just sit there, drink your wine and doodle and all of that. So people are really loving that. But the best part is if you're really a planner and want to plan a wine trip, so we do reservations. So we're tapped into all of the wineries.
Nice.
And so you can go on our app and be like, oh, I'm going to Napa Valley, and read all about the wineries and their hours. And then you can book your wine reservation to taste. I think I have to check. I don't have any Idaho yet.
Oh, well, that's what I was just going to say. I mean, you need to get out here, and we need to take you on a tour. We'll get you a Snake River Wine Tour.
Yeah.
One of our great sponsors, Snake River Wine Tour. They'd love to set you up with a tour. I'm sure. We'll get a hold of Sam, and we'll get you on a bus and get you out there. Yeah. We have some really nice thing about our kind of wine area. It's not quite as evolved as Nampa, right, but it does have that out in the vineyards sort of aspect to it. So you are out in the vineyards, and you're going from winery to winery, and they're about, like 10, 15 minutes apart from each other. Some of them maybe a little bit shorter, some of them longer. But what we're missing, I think, I think the Idaho Wine Commission does a nice job with their little wine map. But what we need is a way to play games and to also doodle while we're out at some of these wineries.
It's all about, everyone wants to experience stuff now, so that's what we're trying to bring that to the app, and then you can take it outside to your winery or to just with your friends. And that's where, like I said, you can challenge your friends on the app and have a lot of fun with it. And so,
well, let me know if you need anybody to go out there and blaze a trail for you guys. So I've been out there a lot, and I'm going back out, I think, tomorrow or the next day. So let me know if you need anything. When in the sommelier training does one get that stupid little sipper cup thing?
No. Oh, that is like level 8.
It's up there.
It's up there. It's crazy. And again, I don't have the time. It's time consuming. Like these people, they're studying, they're taking their tests. But and when I say study, they're drinking, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
Besides reading a book, which is great, but and from people I've talked to, the best time to drink or learn about wine is when you first wake up, because your senses,
your mouth to God's ears.
I know, but your senses are coming alive, and I'm like, I have carpool duty. I mean, I mean, you can see I've hardly.
You should have thought about that before you got into wine tasting.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'm just sipping this slowly, but it's where I am. I still got a whole night to go.
Did you know that Boise Beer Buddies actually covers the entire state of Idaho? Yeah. Plus parts of Oregon, Wyoming, and Nevada. You can be a buddy in 4 states. And it's never been a better time to be a buddy with Boise Beer Buddies. With so many amazing bars, restaurants, breweries, wineries, and speakeasies to choose from in the Gem State. Plus, oh man, the cost of beer, wine, and cocktails just continues to skyrocket. Why not save a couple bucks per trip out? Save $1 off your first pint at the Pour Company in Moscow. Get $1 off your first pint at the new St. Agony Brewing in St. Anthony. Head to Reno. Get 10% off all beer and wearables at Revision Brewing. Use my promo code BOOZEPOD and get a Boise Beer Buddy card for your best drinking buddy just in time for Labor Day. Do that today at BoiseBeerBuddies.com and get the Boise Beer Buddies app. Be a buddy and join Boise Beer Buddies today.
Speaking of that, when you go wine tasting or doing wine tasting, the 2 things, obviously don't brush your teeth.
Right.
And then you're going to annoy another person. So you said you're going out tomorrow. Don't shower yourself in cologne.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, because I'm here smelling my wine, and then I don't want to smell your body.
Well, if you don't want to smell my body, then I got to put that cologne on.
I know.
I got to Dracar up.
But
I get my Dracar on, and then I get out to the winery.
So, I mean, yeah, I have all these fun notes when I'm teaching wine. It's like, come to class, don't brush your teeth, don't put on cologne or perfume.
Man, lots of rules. You're
Mr.
Gillis. Mr. Gillis is mean.
That's not.
Let me.
Open the W said, open the wine.
He's like, it's cool to drink wine in the morning, but don't wear cologne.
Well, let's talk.
A lot of weird rules.
You said you're writing a book, so are you having just locations or kind of a guide to how to discover wine?
Definitely. Yeah, it's been a discovery. That's like one of the deals that kind of going along with writing the book is me also kind of discovering not just wine itself, but obviously I've had wine before, but really getting into the ins and outs of it and kind of figuring out, how to find flavors. I had no idea there was wine that had cigar flavors. I mean, that's something I wish I would have figured out before. That would have been great to know. I mean, anything that would pair well with a nice cigar, I'm into 100%. So, but it's also been about the people, and that's been the best part about it is meeting everybody that owns these wineries, that works at the wineries, all the winemakers. That's been the best part. I imagine you had a lot of that too, working in the wine industry in California. What would you say is the best part about being in California, working in the wine industry? And what are some things that are kind of surprise you?
I think the biggest thing is just the accessibility. I mean, if you know anything for your audience, I'm in Los Angeles. In 1 hour, I can be on a train, take a train or I would say car ride, but if you know LA traffic, it doesn't take an hour.
Hey, when I lived there, the train wasn't even there. So you're lucky that you have the train.
So, but I can, in
we used
an
to
hour,
just have to Thomas guide it.
In an hour, I can be in a vineyard, in a wine country. I can be in Santa Barbara, which has beautiful wine. So I think just the accessibility, and I think where you're discovering, or I should say, Idaho is discovering what can we grow with all these climates. California, you can talk about, climate change or whatever. It has a very European climate where wine came from. So what's lovely is I love now is wineries are being like, okay, Primitivo or Nebbiolo from Italy, let's plant that vine. Let's bring it over and plant that vine somewhere in California and try to grow it. And it's working, which has surprised me. If we talked about salinity, and if you've ever had an Albarino.
We grow that here.
Yeah, that's originally from the coastline of Spain. And you get so much. If you have a Spanish Albarino, it's really salty and it's really nice, because it goes well with, some sushi or some sweet Asian food too. So because it breaks down that sweetness with the salinity, it's kind of contrasting flavors. Now California is now playing with Albarino and more. So I would say accessibility has really surprised me. But what I think, I don't know how it is in the beer world, but the trends are now every marketing guru will tell you, we want to know the story behind that bottle.
Yeah.
And the story, some stories are boring, but I think that surprised me.
This just started growing on the garage, and now we bottle it.
But some things are, though, the story is, I think, people, and I don't know how it is in the beer world, is there's art that goes into it. You're the winemaker, you're the beer maker, and all that. But they don't describe, the science is crazy. And I don't know how it is from my hops and all of that to, okay, if you've ever had a wine blend, and that means, okay, let's take a red wine blend. Okay, it's 46% Cabernet, 4% Merlot, and then so we're now that's 50% Syrah. That takes work. You can't just I've talked to winemakers and they're there for, I would say, weeks tweaking it and like from, okay, let me add 1% of this wine versus and taste and keep tasting. And that I feel like just the science of what goes into it doesn't really get into.
Yeah, it's funny. There's almost an alchemical reaction that happens. You can take the same exact ingredients and give them to two different
Yes.
brewers, and you're going to get you're going to get in some cases vastly different beers.
Yes.
And the same thing is with wine grapes too. I mean, we have some vineyards out here that recently, the one I just went to actually recently, they used to just grow grapes for everybody. Now they're starting to make their own wine.
Okay.
And so they've grown like Tempranillo, and they've grown Cabernet and some other stuff, Syrah. And I had their Tempranillo, and I've had Tempranillo from that vineyard, and it could not have been more different. I mean, it's kind of crazy how something as simple as juicing a grape or mixing barley and with water and adding yeast can be totally different in two different settings. It's really crazy. There is definitely an artistic side to that.
Yes.
And to let everyone out here know, Albarino is we've been playing around with it here too. And there's some nice ones out there. Williamson has one that's out that's really nice. And I'm racking my brain to think of the other one I had that was really good. It could have been from Talea maybe, but yeah, so there's a few out there that are really good, and that's my new favorite white wine. I think,
Me too. So
white Burgundy has always been my good. Semillon, there's a Lacole Semillon that I really love.
Yeah,
but this new Albarino, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I know you said you lived in Washington, and talk about some great wines there.
Yeah, Walla Walla really crushes it.
It does, but yeah. So I think like that surprises me. Like, talk about the story. Well, I brought this vine. I grew up and I brought this vine over from Europe, or something like that. But it's the I don't want to nerd out like the mathematics. Like, it's hard to tell that story, but the science that goes into the bottle, that even from the barrel, like, okay, how much oak, and then I toasted. I put some coconut toasts and burnt it onto the barrel, and then poured the wine in, and I'm like, it's a lot of science, and I think, we don't do a good enough job telling of what really goes into the bottle. Because, look, sadly, you're at a grocery market, you just picked up some, vegetables and some frozen meals, and then, all right, let me just grab this wine, and all you see is you're grabbing the wine that really speaks out to you, and with labeling.
Yeah.
Hey, talk about a science about that. It's all about marketing now too.
Yeah, I want to be barefoot on the Australian beach. I'm taking that.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, so when you're, like with some of these kind of, you guys are starting to grow some of those Italian varietals out there.
Yeah.
We're more into the Spanish and some of the French stuff here. But what kind of story or what kind of history we had a winery from California not too long ago, and they have like this whole thing where they have this old starlet, Lily something, I can't remember their name, and she's like on every label because she founded the winery, and it's a really cool story, and the wine is really good. I mean, I tried the wine; it's really good. But do you see more and more of that kind of big marketing, those big pushes happening out there in California? Because we have a couple here that I could tell you about that are really neat. I love their marketing.
Right.
One, Holzinski, she was on the show a little while ago, Caitlin, and they're marketing wine. They have 2 bottles of wine that they're marketing solely to like newish wine drinkers. So, like new age, like the kind of low ABV sparkling, they're kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, I think, look, I read all of the wine trade magazines to stay current and all of that for my class, but for the app, stay on everything. And I think, again, it's that story. It's let's make a connection with the consumer. How do we make that consumer connection? Is it going to be, like you mentioned, is it going to be a name with sandals on the label?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be, hi, my name is Rose, and I made this wine because I love wine, and I think you should love wine as well. And this is why I made this wine. Or, right now, if you know what's called, there's different vineyards. So, hey, I bought this bottle from XYZ winery, but then it's XYZ winery, Jennifer Vineyard. And you're like, oh,
Lodi.
Who's Jennifer? And Jennifer was my grandmother. And she was, she immigrated here and she had a hard life. And and she fell in love with wine and was able, after a long day, got to relax. And that's why I'm named it the Jennifer Vineyard. So it's all about connection. It's funny because my
I'd buy that.
my friends and I did the same. We just for the Winelikes app, we just updated kind of the mission statement, vision, and they're like, listening to marketing people come up with one word, and our one word we came up with belonging because we wanted to belong. Because if you notice, what's kind of sad on Instagram, if you're in the wine world or know of wine, it's like a lot of these wines are unattainable. I don't know how these people are posting these wines daily, and I'm like, I can't afford and it's like we just want an app that or a social media app that accepts you where you belong, where you can find something. Okay, you may not want to post about that wine. That's fine. That's why you can just go off to the games, or you just want to cook. And so there's something for everyone on the Winelikes app. Or hey, you want to show off that wine? Show off that wine. Or you just want to be in the background and just say hi and comments and make some new friends that way. You can. So our word is belonging. But yeah, in the wine world, everyone wants to make a connection.
So let's hold on to that little point right there real quick, because I think there are a lot of liars out there. And let me explain to you what I mean. Because I like I said, I pretty much like everything that's bad for you. I like beer, I like wine, I like cigars, I like gambling. I like it all. I'm going to die young. It's fine. But so with cigars are the worst ones. These people on cigar, like on the like Facebook pages or Instagram, or there's some other Reddit pages. These guys are like daily smoker, and the cigar that'll be out on there will be $150 Arturo Fuente Opus X, like Extremo Robusto or whatever. And I'm just like, there's no goddamn way that you are smoking $150 cigar. Otherwise, you wouldn't have time to be on Facebook.
Right.
So so one of the things I like, that one of the other kind of apps, like not like yours, it's like the old kind. Yours is a 2.0. This is a 1.0, where you can just rate and review, and then is they actually have a little geo thing that says like, well, I don't know, you seem like you're kind of far away. Are you posting this after you went there? I think that we need some way to filter out the liars and be like, I don't know, you have a bottle of Lafite 1985 or whatever. Is that even something? Yeah. You have a bottle of that sitting there, but inside that glass, that looks a lot like Barefoot Cabernet. Yeah.
It's funny.
So we need to come up 3.0. Right. We need to get AI on this. And we need to get some of these liars taken care of, because I can go get an Opus X band and I can put it on my factory, my factory Cubans or whatever the cheapos are that I have. But like, we need to be able to separate these people. It's driving me insane.
It drives me, like I said, insane too. And I have figured out, I'm like, okay, this person who knows how they're getting this budget to buy this wine. But then I can figure out too now, I'm like, oh, you're not actually drinking the wine. You're in a restaurant as either a server or maybe a som, and you're holding that. You can tell.
Grab the bottle.
Can tell by the angle of like, oh, you're always in that one cellar, and that cellar doesn't look like a home cellar. It's very professional and like,
okay. How was that wine? And they're gonna be like, oh, it was very bold with undertones of sapphire and ginger root.
It has gotten crazy. I mean, sadly, I would love my app to blow up, and then I get a bunch of users.
Your app will blow up as soon as we can filter out the liars.
Yeah.
If we're able to filter out those liars, that app is going to go to the moon. I guarantee it. Because I think more than me are just tired of this, because I'll put my little picture up of whatever stick I'm smoking, and like, I'll only put them up if they're good ones.
Right.
And these guys every day, it's like, here's my Opus X. Oh, here's my Camus. This is, I just cracked the Jeroboam. Exactly. Like, what are you talking about? It's Tuesday.
Right. So I agree. And it's funny because there's a lot now where we're talking about trends and I don't know if you've seen it, does influencer marketing really work? Or are you kind of, like you said, and I said, kind of put off by it? Like, okay, this person always posts and always goes to the best restaurants, and whether they pay or not pay or gets the best wine. But well, do I want to drink that wine that is always promoted and they're just paying to basically, all right, all I see in my now algorithm is this wine and this person. And I'm like, but that's not what I want as a wine experience. I want to see someone, hey, I just, with my phone, just walked into a vineyard and this is beautiful and breathtaking. And here it is.
Yeah, and I think that's the way to go. And I like that. We're going to get the Idaho wineries up there real soon. And it'll be really neat. I'll hook you up with the Wine Commission. They'll get you going on that. That'll be really good because we need more fun ways to enjoy wine out here besides just the drinking of it. The drinking of it, by the way, fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
It always works.
Yes.
So I wanted to play a little game with you, and you can steal this and put this on your app if you want to. I'm going to just name varietals of wine. And what I'd like you to do is tell me what kind of potato chip these would go best with, because this is a new thing. I don't know if you know too much about this, but people are now pairing wine with potato chips.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. I love it. I was, from the minute someone, or I read it or saw it, wherever I saw it, I was like, this is what I need, because I've always advocated for this in beer too. That pretzels overdo it. Like, pretzels are great. Love pretzels, but pretzels overdo the amount of, God, what's the right word for it? In California, you guys would say gluten. I'm just going to say filler.
Right.
It's just like a lot of filler. You're already drinking beer. I don't need pretzels on top of beer. Like, that's a lot.
And then,
so go ahead.
I was going to say, coming from the restaurant business, where remember when you went to a nice restaurant or a nice bar, they used to have pretzels or the little free snack trays, but we got rid of it because we're like, no, we want you to actually buy food.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to buy the roll. You have to buy the bread now.
Yes.
Asshole. Yeah, no, I know. I've had that conversation with a couple different restaurants. Like, really? $5.99 for bread? Oh, are you going to get some? Yeah. Bring it. But so I found that I really enjoy potato chips and wine. I think it's really great. It's nice because, well, maybe you can tell us, why is it great?
I think it's, look, the salinity of it and the flavor, and it's great because it's low cost to do a food and wine pairing with potato chips.
It's simple,
but it's everywhere we're saying those secondary flavors, with umami. So what's what's the umami? The mushroom of it and flavor, and it's hard to be like, okay, what am I going to? Yeah, soy. What am I going to do? I'm not going to go cook tofu with my wine. So I could get something fun through a potato chip. And by the way, it's so crazy now, all these potato chip flavors. And I think that's what makes it fun, is there's something with wine, there's something for everyone. You're going to find a wine you like, and then same with a potato chip. Who does not like a potato chip?
Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, our friend Jed from Split Rail out here, which is he's a fun winery. It's one I'd really recommend you looking at. He does a lot of different fun stuff. He's got a big concrete fermenter that he uses as concrete egg. He's got Terra. Was it the Terra? It's that like clay. Yeah. He's got a clay one.
That's the science of it. Like, what's the difference? We have a great winemaker called Stephen Kent up in Livermore, and he does like Cab Franc in clay, and then Cab Franc in concrete, and then Cab Franc in this vessel, and like just to play around with it. And it's all different. Yeah.
So that's what Jed does too. Jed is he's a wild character. He does great. We love him. He's a big friend of the show. So he has the Asian flavor of chips at his place, which is a lot of fun. Now those are off the board unless you feel like you can do that. But I'm going to start real easy with you. This is a simple one. It could not be easier. And it's a wine that we make here a lot, and it's really good. And people give it, people are short on it because they think they're getting something else. Dry Riesling. What's a great chip with a dry Riesling?
I would say just your basic. Your potato.
Now, are you going to go with a lay? Are you going to go with a ruffle? Are you going to go with a Pringle?
I personally love Ridges.
Yeah.
Not to market them. I'm sure now hopefully you can get a sponsorship.
Oh, man. Ruffles, if you're listening, I would love that. That would be great. That's product only, too. You don't have to pay me.
That's just personal preference.
Okay, let's see. Moving on. How about an oaky Chardonnay?
Oaky Chardonnay. Let's do maybe some sour cream and onion, because they're thinking cream heavy, oak heavy. should complement each other. So I would try that one.
All right. I like it. The correct answer. You got it wrong. Sorry to say.
Well,
The correct answer was
am I
you just
playing
throw
against
that.
ChatGPT?
You throw it away. No, you throw it away. You get rid of that Okie Chardonnay. Yeah, you dump that. You dump it. That was the right. No. Sour cream and onion. Great answer. Great answer.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move towards our reds. You're a California guy. You love it. We love it. Merlot.
Ooh, I mean, what I'm trying to see now, I needed like a little thing of all the different chip flavors because I'm like barbecue would work, but I think you would want a Zin. You want a Zin or Grenache for that.
Ooh, yeah. A Zin would stand up to the barbecue.
It would. But as for Merlot, which by
Merlot, fruity.
Yeah. So what? I need a thing. Can you throw out some chip ideas?
Sure. I got you. Sure. Okay. There's cheddar and sour cream. That's on the list.
You know what?
Okay.
Cheddar and sour cream, or just let's do let's do the Merlot and some cheese, some type of cheese chip. I think
nice. Yeah, Ruffles, cheddar and sour cream. The orange ones, the classic orange Ruffles.
Yeah, but like cheddar, whatever cheddar chip and Merlot would go well with, and because they're both meat. Cheddar is a meaty cheese. Merlot is a meaty meat. Merlot is a meaty wine. It has some what we call body to it. Where it does. Where if we always say if you love white wine, you don't just go for a Cabernet. Go for like Pinot Noir. It's the body. It's very lighter and all that, which you can tell in the color. So yeah,
that one's a tough one, by the way. Pinot Noir. Let's do that one next. That's a tough one. You think barbecue chips with Pinot Noir?
Yeah.
Be a lot. I was thinking salt and vinegar with Pinot Noir.
Maybe. I see
Oh, no. You know what? I got a better one for that.
Go.
I was wrong. Cabernet, salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
Just cut right through it.
Yeah.
What do you think? Cabernet. What do you think?
I would do salt and vinegar. I would find
salt and vinegar.
Cheesy one, like a really cheesy. Sure, maybe if there's a blue cheese chip, hey, now that would be fun.
Or if there's like a steak chip.
I'm sure Doritos or Pringles makes one because the flavors are getting out of control.
Well, I've got one more for you. One more. This one's a tough one. Champagne.
If there's a truffle.
Yes.
Black truffle potato chip. I was very good. If you really want to be fancy, find some caviar to put on the potato chip.
Yeah.
But
Jeff, that is how you play. What chip goes best on with which wine?
Nice.
And you did great. You only missed one. Pretty good. So Jeff, thanks so much for being on the show today. I wanted one time, let's go back over your app. Tell everybody where they can get it. Tell everybody where they can find you. Just go ahead. I'm rolling out the red carpet.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on the podcast here. So winelikes.com. It's called the Winelikes app. So you can go to winelikes.com or you can just go into the Android Google Play Store or the Apple App Store and just do Winelikes and you will find the app there. And you can find me everywhere, obviously on the app, but on Instagram or Winelikes app there. And you can DM me there. But yeah, find me on the app. Come play a game with me. And now we're doing potato chips in honor of Steve. And we'll
put it on there.
We'll post that next week.
Put it on there. I'm telling you right now, it's the best thing. It was such a revelation for me as a way to get into it because I do like wine and cheese. I think wine and cheese are great, but I often with wine and cheese or with cheese and meat or whatever it is they give you, I get bogged down a little bit with the cheese. I get bogged down a little bit with it. I mean, it's good. Right. The pairing's nice and everything, but I needed something that not just went with the wine, but also kind of cleansed my palate a little bit. And man, I tell you what, those potato chips,
they do.
That's the real deal.
Definitely.
So thanks a lot again for being on the show today, Jeff. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
We're going to be right back and we're going to do probably the Boise Beer Buddies community calendar right after this. Stay tuned. This show brought to you by Warren Reserve Cocktail Company and WarrenReserve.com. It's still kind of hot. It's August. It's still a little warm out there, but the nights are getting cooler, right? as we move towards fall, old fashioned season is coming back. Oh, and you need to be ready. And have I got the product for you? They finally did it. Adrian and Danny at Warren Reserve finally put my old fashioned kit up on the website. It is there. You can go and buy my old fashioned bundle. This is going to be the burnt sugar syrup. Amazing. So good. So much better than regular simple syrup. Just an amazing flavor, complex flavors, amazing with that old fashioned, with any whiskey really, but really paired nicely with a nice 100 proof whiskey. Really, really good. Aromatic bitters are on there. The Warren Reserve aromatic bitters, different than the ones you're used to, a little bit more flavor, a little bit more sort of oomph in these bitters. And then my favorite, my absolute favorite bitter, the West 509 almond bitter. When I tell you that I love this bitter, I am not joking around here. I'm not essing around. These are the best. This is the best combination for an old fashioned. This is the kit that you want. WarrenReserve.com. Pick up my old fashioned kit. And I tell you what, I'm going to throw in a little deal here for you. Use promo code IdahoBooze25, support the show, and get 15% off my old fashioned bundle. It's right there, right under my big fake picture. The old fashioned bundle, burnt sugar syrup, aromatic bitters, West 509 almond bitters, all at WarrenReserve.com. Go and get it today. Get ready for old fashioned season with me and my old fashioned bundle and promo code IdahoBooze25. Get 15% off at WarrenReserve.com. Welcome back. Wasn't Jeff great? What a nice guy. Anyway, we have some Boise Beer Buddies community calendar stuff to get to. Looks like starting September 12th, that would be today. Roars and Pours. Man, the zoo, look, we had a really great thing with them. We did I forget what it was called. It was something like Roars and Pours. But we did a Boise Zoo event with IBU, and it was a total success. And they continually try to rip it off. This one is another one, Roars and Pours, 21 plus at Zoo Boise. Go check that out. It's a lot of fun to drink and look at animals. I'll tell you that much. It's a lot of fun. Then September 13th, Saturday, St. Chappelle, I think it's their last concert of the summer, fall, summer. I guess it's still summer. Open air concert at St. Chappelle. Go check that out. That'll be a lot of fun. And that is a beautiful place to see a show. So if you can get out there, make sure you do it. The Rock Store in Nissa. This must be a new buddy hub. Rocky's Cornhole Showdown. So get out there and show off those cornhole skills. And then Spudfest Special Edition, St. Patrick's in September at Bear Island Brewing. Beth turning things on your head there, doing a St. Patrick's Day in September for some reason. Should be a lot of fun. Spudfest Special Edition beer. Should be cool. I like those guys over at Bear Island. Should be a fun time. And then Oktoberfest at Das Alpenhaus is happening September 19th and 20th. And then Oktoberfest at the Pub and Putt is September 20th. And Beer Olympics is going to be happening at Boise Brew Putt as well. This is going to be between Boise Brew Putt, Brewers Haven, and Lost Grove Brewing. So trilogy of champions there. That's going to do it for the Boise Beer Buddies community calendar. Remember, if you're not a buddy, sign up today at boisebeerbuddies.com. Use my promo code BOOZEPOD. Promo code BOOZEPOD. Get 2 for 1 on that Boise Beer Buddies membership. It's a great deal. Save yourself some bucks. And you can guilt whichever friend you give that card to into buying you beer each and every time you go out. So that's a twofer. That's a win-win. We're going to be right back to wrap things up right after this. Welcome back to the Idaho Booze Podcast. We are wrapping the show up. First of all, I want to thank Jeff Gillis for coming on the show today. Awesome guest. Great dude. Highly recommend going and checking out Winelikes. It's at all the app stores. Even BlackBerry maybe has an app store. I don't know. Is that true? It probably has a little click on it if you do. Click, click, click. Remember that? And let's see. I'd like to thank Boise Beer Buddies. I'd like to thank Treasure Valley Chevron. I'd like to thank our good friends at Warren Reserve. Thank you so much. And make sure you check out the Warren Reserve Cocktail of the Week. And go get my bundle. It's the perfect old-fashioned bundle. What is it? It comes with burnt sugar syrup. It comes with a bottle of West 509 almond bitters and a bottle of aromatic bitters. And I'm telling you right now, It's the perfect old fashioned. It's so good. I cannot recommend it highly enough. You mix those things with some whiskey and some ice and maybe a cherry and some orange, and you are good to go. Best old fashioned you'll ever have, I promise. $34.99 at the store. You get 15% off with my promo code Idaho Booze 25, and that's going to be awesome for you. Get that 15% off. Get those things and make yourself the best old fashioned you've ever had. I promise. It's freaking awesome. So thanks to those guys at Warren Reserve. Really appreciate your guys' support. Thanks to Jeff. Thanks to everybody out there for listening. Really appreciate it. Hope you have an amazing weekend. Good day and good drinking, everyone.